I want to spend a few minutes here talking about those things that nobody really wants to cover. That's the first year of retirement. I mean, some people call it the retirement honeymoon. Well, what happens when the honeymoon ends? And I did a video here a while back about, retirement the first year feels great, but then all of a sudden it doesn't. Here's the deal. Everyone throws you a party the day you retire. I mean, you get a cake, you get several cards. Maybe if you're really lucky, you get a gold watch. And for about 3 months, it feels really good. It feels amazing. Then something shifts, something changes, and that's something nobody ever warned you about. They never told you it was coming. And that's what I want to spend some time talking about today. Hi, my name's Bill Bergfeld, and this channel is for people who are retired or getting ready to retire. But it's not for the spreadsheet stuff. It's not the, not the number stuff. You can find 1,000 videos out there about Social Security and 401ks. In fact, I did a video about Social Security here just a while back. Social Security, and I even spent some time doing one on Medicare. The thing is I do it in plain English. That's, I avoid the legalism involved with it. And so this channel's, it's mainly about for the part that nobody really wants to talk about. And that's what does retirement actually feel like? What does it feel like on a day-to-day basis? And what does it feel like once the excitement or the novelty wears off? People who studied retirement and they studied the adjustment that people have to go through, they describe it in phases. And once you hear these phases, you'll recognize exactly where you are. Phase number one. Phase number one is what everybody calls the honeymoon phase. It's the first 3, maybe as many as 12 months where you get to sleep in, you get to take that trip you always wanted to take, you finally get to fix the fence in the backyard and the sink in the guest bedroom, and it feels like a vacation, a permanent vacation. And it's generally a wonderful phase. Phase 2 is where it starts to begin getting complicated. I call it disenchantment, really. The vacation fades, days start to blur together, and what happens is you realize you really don't have anywhere you need to be anymore. And because of that, the freedom, which originally sounded so good, it starts to give you this feeling like you're drifting, maybe, like you're just flying by. Boredom, restlessness, maybe even sadness can creep in this phase. It catches most retirees off guard because nobody expects it and nobody tells you to look for it because it's coming. Phase 3 is what I call reorientation or rebuilding phase. It's where you take your life structure and you work at finding purpose again. Not purpose on like your job had, what you were required to do, but purpose on your own terms instead of your employer's. That's what most of this channel is really going to be about, I think. But you can't get there without understanding phase 2 first. Why does this happen? That's a really good question. Most retirees ask me that over and over again. After they get past this honeymoon phase, they ask me, why is this happening? What's going on? Here's the part that surprises them the most. It's not really about missing their job. It's about missing their identity. For decades, when someone asked what you do, you had an answer. It came with your role, with your routine, it was just normal. People who needed you had a reason to get up in the morning. Retirement doesn't just remove your paycheck, folks. It removes the answer to who am I? That's a much bigger adjustment than any financial plan can account for. I think a few things that come up whenever I'm talking with retirees, and they come up again and again from those people that are learning to navigate this phase stuff. One, they build loose structure, even if nobody's making them. It's not I don't want to make it look like a rigid schedule like you had at work, where you had to clock in at a certain time, you got to clock out at a certain time. It's just anchors in your day. We'll go deeper into this concept that I'm talking about here in an upcoming video. Another thing that I want to talk about is what I call replacing the needs me, the someone needs me feeling, and replacing it on purpose. You see, volunteering, mentoring, part-time project, maybe getting with the grandkids, something, I want to talk about something where somebody's actually counting on you to show up. That's the someone needs me phase, or someone needs me feeling. And then the third thing I want to talk about is giving yourself permission. For phase 2 to be hard, you need permission. You need to tell yourself it's going to be hard. Doesn't mean you made a mistake retiring. It just means you're human. If you're in that phase 2, that dip right now, that drifting feeling, or you can feel that it's coming around now. I want you to know this: it's not just you, and it's not going to last forever. And over the next several videos, we're going to go through this piece by piece: routine, marriage, friendships, purpose, all these things. So I want to encourage you, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of the discussions that I'm going to be going through. And tell me in the comments, what phase are you in right now? I read everyone, and I certainly try to comment to everyone. So hope you have a great day, and be watching for the next video, okay? Take care. Bye now.